welcome to this week's Top Tip Tuesday. Now, I have changed the time, so some of you may not be aware of that, so I'm not expecting a huge live crowd this morning, but we've gone from 8 a.m. to 8:30 this morning, and from the rest of this term, we will stick at the 8:30 time slot. Oh, I see we've got some people tuning in live, so if you are watching live, thank you for the thumbs up. Drop a hi in the comments below so I know who I'm chatting with. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, my name's Jody. I'm the co-founder of The 7 Effect. I'm also a business coach, and I specialize in helping women build a six-figure coaching or consulting business so they can do what they love for a living, make six figures a year, and work part-time and absolutely love their life. So we're all about designing your dream life and building your dream business here at The 7 Effect. So this week, I've got three main topics that I want to talk about in Top Tip Tuesday. And obviously, if you are watching live and you have any questions, please pop them below and I will respond to you and get you engaged in the combo as it unfolds. So we'll spend about half an hour together going through some top tips. I've just come back from 2 weeks of school holidays. We work by school terms. If you're in our community, you would know that. So we've just finished term 1. We take the school holidays off here at The 7 Effect, and we are now day 1 back into term 2. So I had a really interesting school holidays, lots of learning, lots of downtime, lots of beach walks, and lots of counting down the days on the 75 hard challenge. Can you believe it? Today is day 65 of 75 hard. Now, 75 hard is a 75-day challenge that is designed to help you build mental toughness. And I've been doing the key things you've got to do in the challenge every day for the last 65 days, and we only have 10 days left. Yay! I'm so excited about that. And to be honest, I can't wait for it to bloody well be over. I really would love to have a drink and to eat something other than the stuff that's restricted in my diet protocol that I'm sticking to. But the great news is I'm 9 kilos down. I feel heaps better for it. I'm being more active, and I'm building a rhythm and a routine in my life that is much healthier, much more focused on quality time with the people I love and time for me to do the stuff that I need to do to keep myself vibrant, happy, healthy, and alive. So I recommend either taking on the 75 hard challenge at some point, knowing that it is bloody hard and 75 days is a long time, or really reviewing your routine and deciding on a rhythm that you want your life to follow. It makes magic happen. So I really feel the difference, and even though I'm really praying for it all to be over, I am so grateful that I've done it, and I'm so grateful that I've stuck it out. Anyway, enough of 75 hard. Let's get stuck into today's top tip. So the first thing we want to talk about is, let me find my little prompters. Number 1, I want to give you some tips on how to grow your following on Instagram. So at the start of the school holidays, I decided, what's my thing that I'm going to use as a lead generation strategy this year? Now, we've always used Facebook. I'm comfortable with Facebook. We've got around 4,000 followers on Facebook. To me, Facebook's pretty easy, but in 2020, Facebook was, excuse my language, a freaking bitch to us. Sorry about that. But our ads account got shut down. We were really struggling with getting results through Facebook advertising. It became hugely expensive, and it just became frustrating. So we really last year focused on pure organic growth with a little bit of ad spend at the end of the year. And then at the start of this year, we began working with our amazing photographer, Jade, who runs Fable and Fig. Now, Jade is all over Instagram. She understands TikTok, and she's got some incredible numbers and getting sort of viral followings from some of the strategies she's done on Instagram. And she's kept saying to me, Jody, you got to get on Instagram. Jody, you got to use these photos and it's all about Instagram. Like, seriously, get into it. To be honest, I've never really had a proper crack at Instagram. We have always sort of hovered around the 500 or 600 followers. She is amazing, Rihanna. Rihanna Roach is watching. Great to have you here. Thank you. And you're damn right. She's absolutely freaking amazing. Follow Fable and Fig on Instagram. She's definitely very inspiring. We're lucky to spend a whole day with her every month doing photo shoots. And so the idea is we get all these beautiful photos and we create new content. And so anyway, inspired by Jade, I decided I would have a crack at Instagram. But to be honest, I find Instagram a little soul destroying because you get some followers and then you lose some followers. And you get some followers and then you lose some followers. And so when you look at it every day, it can feel very fickle and very upsetting. And I thought there must be a secret strategy to how do you grow your followers on Instagram. And of course there is. There's tricks, there's hacks, there's tips. So we started at the start of school holidays on the first Sunday in the school holidays, which is essentially 2 weeks ago, with 848 followers. And I thought, right, every day for a week, I'm going to do a post, I'm going to do a reel, and I'm going to do a story. And I started strong. And guess what happened? I went down. We lost 4 followers and we went down to 844. And so tip number 1 is don't watch it every day, every hour. I became addicted and it became like Insta freaking crack. And so I'm like, I've got to grow my Instagram. I also enrolled in a course called Instagram Domination, which is run by the Founder magazine. And so I watched a couple of modules of that in the holidays and I thought, right, step by step, slow approach, Jody. Just try some different things. So I wanted to share with you today a couple of things that we've tried that have really worked. So remember, we started at 848 followers. Let me just bring up a screenshot of where we are now. I was trying to plug my phone in so I could just share my phone screen, but the technology wasn't working. I've got to actually spend some time getting all the things working again. But anyway, I can drag this screenshot in, hopefully, if it's going to work. Yes, boom, here it is. So this is as of this morning. Let's make this a little bit nicer. Our current Instagram page. If you're not following us on Instagram, do so. Follow it. I've been a bit slack the last week. So the second week of school holidays, I got knocked out with an earache and I wasn't really feeling well. But we are now at 892. So in 2 weeks, we've gone up, 45 followers or something. Now, I think that's pretty bloody good. 45 in 2 weeks, given that Instagram can be super fickle. So what have we done? What has worked? Okay, well, number 1, reels definitely work. You've got to know your audience and start doing reels that are linked to the right keywords and hashtags. So also doing reels that are tagged with other people in it. So I would say number 1 is learn how to make reels. It took me a long time to learn, number 1, what a reel is and how to make a reel. In short, a reel is a 15 to 30 second video, and you can make them directly in your phone by pulling together things. It's kind of like Instagram's version of a TikTok, and you upload them. And the key with reels, so I've been watching a lot of reels. The key with reels is to make them fun and either entertaining or educational. So with your reels, I've done some really dodgy reels, and you can go into your Instagram and you can look at, and I'll do next week's top tip. I'll get my screen sharing working so I can guide you through some places in Instagram where you can see what to do, and maybe we can even make a reel together. But basically, Rihanna says they are a lot of fun. They are. And one of the things I've learned about Instagram is it kind of seems the sillier the better. So people are doing reels where they will download the sound of someone else's reel and then they will lip sync it. Or they'll do a silly dance, or they'll do crazy stuff and point to places and have different educational bubbles pop up. So Number one is go into the Instagram Reels section and just watch some Reels and see what people are doing and find your own jam with Reels. I recommend setting a goal to do a couple of Reels a week at least. I've got a goal to create one a day. And we're setting up a system in the back end. I'm lucky I've got a designer and an editor on my team. So he's going to do a whole backlog. We've been brainstorming what's some ideas for Reels, and we will create a whole bunch of Reels and we'll put one out a day. And our focus on Reels is going to be predominantly education. And we're going to follow the seven, the seven effect kind of things, like 7 business books you should read, 7 foods that will help you boost your metabolism, 7 ideas to grow your Instagram account or whatever. So we're just going to do some educational fun Reels with some cool music. So that's the first tip that has worked. Definitely get around Reels and the IGTVs, which is the Instagram TV, which is longer videos. The other thing that's really worked is our competition. Now, we didn't have a huge amount of entrants. Rihanna, I want to say thank you very much for entering that competition. So in the training that I watched, they said it's important to get people to post your stuff, to share photos of you and tag you. So we have a book called The 7 Effect, The Working Mum's Guide to Quitting her job and Building a 6-figure business. And so I thought, okay, let's do a competition to all the people that have purchased or got a copy of our book and get them to take a photo of themselves with our book and include the hashtag The 7 Effect book. And they could go in the running to win a place at our 2-day coaching masterclass. Now, we had 2 spots left, and I thought, well, rather than them go empty, let's actually give one away. And Rihanna says, I can't believe more people didn't enter. What a prize. I know, it was an epic prize. It was valued at $1,200. Now, the reason more people didn't enter is, number one, we didn't really do a proper job of promoting it. I sort of did it, Rhiannon, as a test post. And I thought, oh, no one's going to enter it. I just did a post on Instagram. And then I thought, we'll just forget about that. I'm not in the place where I can do it properly. We can't pump it up. I've got so many projects that I'm working on. Let's just forget about it. Then Rhiannon enters. So Rhiannon, you were the first entrant to actually go into it. And then I thought, okay, cool. Someone's entered. We might as well give it a proper crack. All I did was I sent 2 emails out to our database. And I think we got about 6 or 7 people enter. But here's the interesting thing. When people start to take a photo of themselves with you and your book and hashtag that, no, please don't be sorry, Rihanna. I was stoked that you did it because it's one of the things that worked the best with us. When people share our book and write a beautiful thing about our business and what it's like working with me, other people start to follow you. They go, the 7 Effect. What's this about? So even though we only got 7 people enter, a lot of those 7 people weren't originally following us on Instagram. So the competition was, you need to follow us, you need to take a photo of our book, and you need to do a post tagging the 7 Effect and using the hashtag the 7 Effect book. And so I reckon we got probably about 20 or more extra followers just from that, which is pretty cool. The other thing, so my first tip is Reels and video for the Instagram TV. The second tip is invite people to follow you. Either do a competition, or if you have a book or a physical product, when you post that out to people, include a little card that says, thank you so much for purchasing my book, or even put this on your email or whatever you send people to say thank you for enrolling in my program. For a chance to be featured on our page or for a chance to win a place at this event, follow us on Instagram and do a post like this. Now, here's the thing. You can actually hire people to do engagement, like hand-grown Instagram accounts. And we're testing this out as well this month, where they'll actually start following people and engaging in the chance that those people will start following you back. And so that's another strategy that you can do. You find your top 5 to 10 people who are similar in your market or who have the same target market as you, and then you look at their audience and you start following and engaging with the people that are following and engaging with the person that runs and manages your target audience of followers. So that's a separate strategy. Anyway, we're testing that as of this week, and I'll let you know next week how we go on that. So Reels have worked and brought us new followers. Competition has worked and brought us new followers. The third thing is just simply asking people to follow you on Instagram and letting people know what you're going to be sharing over there. So we're going to actually share on Instagram a series of videos and tricks around how to grow your Instagram account. So far, that's 45 extra followers in 2 weeks, which I'm pretty happy with. We have a goal to get to 10,000 followers by Freedom Fest. And then obviously, should we achieve that, we will do a masterclass that unpacks how you can do exactly the same in your business plan for 2022. If you're here in the Lifestyle Business Builder, step by step, I'll just keep sharing with you all of the things that we do that work and all of the things that we do that don't work. So the third thing around your Instagram account, sorry, I'm going a little bit all over the place. Hello, beautiful. We've got Michelle Jules Parson here as well. Thanks for tuning in. Late, but here, I forgot. Now, good news, we've changed the time to slightly later as well. So for this term, Top Tip Tuesday will be 8:30 instead of 8 a.m. I just need that extra time in the mornings. Next term, once I have caught up on all our private coaching, because I'm fully booked in the afternoons for this term, we're going to move Top Tip Tuesday to an afternoon session, which will be better. But anyway, don't worry about that. So my third tip around Instagram, sorry, I keep going off track here, my friends, is find out your top 5 to 10 influencers and follow them, look at their hashtags, look at their followers, and start engaging in their followers. But here's the other thing. Look at all of their posts. So let's say you are like me, you're a business coach who focuses on helping women build business. You get in there and you'll do searches around female business coach, women in business, and you look for a community that's got, or a Instagram page that's got between 5,000 and 10,000 followers. We don't want the 30, the 50, the 60,000. Why? Here's what I've learned, because a lot of those are diluted audiences and they have superficial followers. So they get so big and they've done lots of competitions that they've got people following them not because of they really want to be there, but just because they're huge. And so it's not as targeted. Find 5 to 10 people who have your target audience that have between 5 and 10,000 followers. Follow them. But also go through their Instagram profile or their page, whatever the front page, I don't even know the lingo yet, and look at their posts in the hunt for what's called a unicorn post. A unicorn post is something that's done phenomenally well. Like maybe it's a quote that a lot of people got around. Maybe it's a reel that was super fun. Maybe it was a simple photo of them. And so what you want to do is you want to find these unicorn posts and you want to replicate them on your own page. So one of the things that I'm learning about Instagram is copying is okay. And actually even totally repurposing other people's content and doing a post about their post is a great way to get extra followers. So let's say I want to follow Rhiannon because Rhiannon's got my same target audience, and Rhiannon does this post that's like this epic unicorn post that gets hundreds or thousands of people engaging with it. What I can do is I can actually take a snapshot of that or save it and share it onto mine and give tribute back to Rhiannon, and sometimes that'll bring Rhiannon's followers over to me. So Instagram is very much about connection and collaboration and riding off the back or on the coattails of people who are doing really well. Not in a sleazy or creepy way, but in a way where you're actually edifying and pumping up other people's tires and going, woo, woohoo, this person's awesome. Oh my God, check out this amazing person. Everyone loves it when you do that. So those are my tips on Instagram. Stay tuned each week. I'll keep you posted on what's working and what's not. The next thing we want to talk about in today's top tip is promoting and filling your events. Now, this is a biggie, and we run the Life Design Studio here. We only have small events, so 10 to 15 people in each of our events, because I'm a big believer in going deep with a few rather than skimming the surface with many. But of course, we host big events as well, like we used to do the Cocktails and Dreams, which had like 250 to 300 people in it. We used to do huge ultimate life planning workshops with 50 to 60 people in it each time. And this year we're doing the Freedom Awards and the Freedom Fest, the 3-day Freedom Fest. Now, here's the biggest mistake I see people doing around their events. They schedule their event, they do nothing about it, and then about 2 or 3 weeks out from the event, they go, shit, I've got no one booked in, and they scramble like crazy and come to me and jump on a coaching call and say, Jody, how am I going to fill up my event? I haven't had anyone in. And I'll ask the question, well, what have you done to promote it so far? Well, I've put it on Facebook. I've, put it on Eventbrite, and it's just sort of sat there. The secret to filling up events is, number one, you've got to actually have a promotion plan. Now, I recommend for small events, go 3 months out. For big events, at least 6 months of promotion planning, preferably 12 if it's a big thing like Freedom Fest. Now, we have an 8-month promo plan, or it's probably not even that much. Freedom Fest is in November, and we've been very specific about how we are going to fill these events. So, number one, let's use a big event as an example, but the same rules apply for smaller events. You can just do them on a smaller scale. Release an early bird round of tickets. So we have for Freedom Fest 150 tickets available, and for the Freedom Awards 200 tickets available. Between the 1st of April and April the 30th, we are selling 50 super early bird tickets where you can get the dinner for $99 instead of $160. And you can get the 3-day event for $990 instead of $1,600. And so what we've done is we've gone directly out to our community of clients and the people who we know will, number one, be in the running for the awards and also love working with us, to say, hey, get your early bird tickets. The awards tickets sold out within 2 weeks. 50 gone just like that. The Freedom Fest, the 3-day tickets, I think we've sold 30 of the 50, and we have about 20 more to sell this week. And so the key is, firstly, let's say you've got a smaller event with only 15 places, release 5 of them on a super early bird and go out directly and personally to the people who you think would absolutely love to be there, and give them an irresistible offer. And do this like 3 to 6 months out from the event. People are happy to book themselves in, go on a payment plan, and pay it off leading up to the event. And I'm talking this can work even with a smaller event that's only, $150 to $200 to come. The key is you want to get the first lot of tickets sold, so that when you start doing your bigger campaign, you can actually say the first 50 places are already sold. We've only got this many tickets left. Make sure you jump in and grab one. So when it comes to promoting events, number one, you need to create a promotion plan, and your promotion plan should be 3 to 6 or 8 months long. In your promotion plan, you are going to need announcements, social media, education on the benefits of it, the interaction between your immediate community and the personal touch points to sell those first early bird tickets. You will also need, then once that's done, a series of weekly or monthly emails, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever social media platforms you're on, promo posts, as well as education posts about that event. And so please don't underestimate what's required to fill events. The beautiful thing about it is when you start talking about your events, you get people interested in what you do, even if they can't come to the event at that time. Promoting events is a great way to attract followers into your community. And the reason this works is we know, for example, our retreat, we have about 40 or 50 people contact us and that we don't know asking for more information about the retreat. A lot of them are interstate. So we're getting new people in our community interested in what we do. They can't necessarily come to this one, but they're now on our list. They're now watching what we do. And I know that at the end of the Brain Body Business Retreat, and we've got Jade there for 2 days, when we start sharing some of the content and the promo, at the end of that, we will be able to go, right, here's next year's event and schedule. Let's start selling the tickets a year in advance. And so you just get people locked in, securing their spot. So it's really super important. You need email marketing. You need social media marketing. You need direct community connections to say, hey, this is on. I think you would love it. Do you want to get your ticket now while this is happening? I would also say for a big event, you might need paid advertising. So we've got a budget in Freedom Fest to run a 3-month Facebook ads and Instagram ads campaign. And here's what we're doing. At the end of April, for the whole month of May, June, and July, we're not actually selling the tickets. We're going to build expressions of interest. And so people will just be able to opt in to apply to get one of the last tickets. And the goal is that we get 1,000 people opting in to apply to come to Freedom Fest. And it's very easy to get free opt-ins and do the right promos and some video about it and go, oh my God, that sounds epic. I want to be there. I'm going to register to apply. And then on the 1st of August, we'll have over 1,000 people, hopefully, that have said, yes, I'm interested, but only 100 tickets available. And then we will go out with open cart and say, boom, tickets are available, grab yours now. And straight away, we're hoping in the month of August, we'll be able to sell all 100 tickets, which means that by September, October, and November, Freedom Fest will be booked up and we won't have to worry about selling. We'll just be focused on all of the finishing touches and planning and engaging our community and getting people super excited about the movement. The other thing that I would say around events is really position it as an invitation to be part of something bigger. So we are talking Freedom Fest is a movement towards a smarter way of working and living. We are talking about Freedom Fest being an opportunity to be part of a community of lifestyle entrepreneurs who earn more, who work less, and live an extraordinary life that's rich with adventure and fun and vitality. And so we have all of these messages that are going to go out, and we really want people to buy into the movement of Freedom Fest, not just the ticket to the event, if that makes sense. And Michelle Jules Parson says, what are we saying here? Hey, if I can get 250 plus on Tuesday night at a crematorium for a book launch, anything is possible. This is so true. Now, Michelle Jules Parson is actually, and I used to say do an MJP on it, is actually a master at building up anticipation and getting people following along to join her. So she launched her book, The Present Box, beautiful book for children about grief and what to do when someone dies, or really it's just talking about that. Anyway, we did a big promo sort of campaign, and Michelle was amazing at getting her community on board, getting people interested in coming, partnering with Centennial Park to host the event there, getting people of notoriety to come along and open the event. And so she did a really spectacular job. 250 people showed up for the launch of Present Box, which was epic. She sold heaps of books, did a beautiful job of presenting on the night, and really positioned herself as an absolute leader in her industry. Joe says, great tips. Thanks, Jody. I'm doing BTS videos today for my workshops. Yay, behind the scenes videos. That's fantastic, Joe. And when you come to do my wardrobe edit, we'll totally do some videos on that as well. I am super excited. In fact, Joe, on the weekend, I went through my wardrobe. I got rid of some crap. Thought we don't need to let Joe see I've got any of this shit. I've donated some old stuff. And getting myself organized for you to come in and zhuzh it all up. Anne says, awesome. Thanks for being here, Anne. All right, so events, make sure you plan ahead. The final tip I wanted to share with you today is all about achieving more with less. It comes from this book. I am a huge fan of the 80-20 principle. I live by it. I work by it. I believe in it because I know it works. The 80-20 principle is about understanding what are the vital few things, the 20% or less, that we do that give us the most results. It's about finding your low effort, high reward path to any desired outcome or result. And so when you understand the 80-20 principle, you realize that there's not a lot of things you need to do in business, but there's really just a few vital things you need to do. And if you are feeling busy or burnt out, the best thing you can do is identify what are the trivial many. So we have the vital few and the trivial many, which is the 80% of our time that we waste on things that really give us very low rewards. And it's interesting, I've been a consultant into large organizations for many, many years, so leadership and culture training. And I really recognize the difference between a huge organization and a small, lean business like the 7 Effect. The amount of time and energy that is wasted in those large organizations is astronomical. Like it's actually a crime. It's horrible, particularly in government departments. I think I'm disgusted by that, to be honest, because it's on taxpayers' money. Anyway, I won't get on my soapbox about it. What people don't realize is that if you focus 80% of your time on the vital few things, you can actually achieve a whole lot more in life with much less effort. And no one needs to be stressed or burned out. You have to implement the 80-20 rule if you want to build a business where you can make 6 figures a year working part-time and take school holidays off. Now, does that mean that I have always achieved those outcomes in my life? No. In 2019, I actually worked crazy long hours because it was the first year that I took over from Amy and I running a partnership, and I took the business on myself. I also happened to go and live in Bali for 2 months that year and take a lot of downtime, but I did it in one condensed block. But I worked really hard. Then in 2020, COVID hit and there was a lot of pivoting and a lot of changes around how we adapt and grow our business. And I went back to really living the 80-20 way. In 2021, I decided this is it. I'm reading this again. I'm listening to it again. And in fact, our retreat, the Brain Body Business Retreat, is an entire week of 80-20ing your life, your leadership, and your business. And so we're spending an entire day on really leaning into the slow movement and culling off all the crap that holds us back and weighs us down, and actually identifying those critical things that give us the most joy, the most happiness, and the most results in life and business, and blocking those in as priority. So here's the thing. When it comes to building a business, what are the vital few things? Well, really, there's just 3 in my mind. In a coaching or a consulting business, there are 3 things that I do and only 3 things. And this is what I'm really educating my new team on. I've got a couple of girls that have come on board, Alicia and Amanda, and it's interesting. They've both worked with big companies. And I see how important it is for them to understand the 80-20, because I see a lot of 80% of their time going on things that aren't delivering the key results. They're in a learning phase, which is fine. But what I want them to understand is really there's just 3 things we need to do. Number 1, client service. So we need to be delivering to the clients who have paid us money. That's really takes up 90% of my time in my business is client service. Number 2 is closing sales. So actually reaching out to people and saying, hey, this event is on. Hey, you were interested in that. Hey, do you want to book in here? And doing things that close sales, or running a webinar and doing a pitch so you get sales. There's even 80-20 ways that you can close lots of sales in one small moment. And that's probably where 10% of my time goes. Well, actually, it's probably like 75. I don't know, I'm going to struggle to work this out. But let's say, 80% of my time goes on client work. 15% of my time goes on closing sales. So 80 plus 15. That leaves me 5% of my time, which goes on the third thing that we need to do, is community engagement. And that's really your marketing. So you've got service delivery, sales second, and marketing third. And really that's where 5% of my time goes. I need more time to do that. And this is hence I need the bigger team. And it's interesting. I've hired people to come in and build the operations and the back end. However, if they don't do the other things first, the time that can get wasted in that becomes over engineering, over planning, over systems setup. It all is best when it's very, very lean, and it's not worth doing any of that until you've got some clients, you're closing sales, and you have a clear way of continually connecting and engaging your community. The biggest mistake that I see people making when they are starting out in business is they flip it and they spend 80% of their time making pretty memes in Canva and trying to set up a freaking funnel and build their website themselves and set up all their back-end systems. And the reality is that's all secondary to the other stuff. So that should all come after you service your existing clients, you close sales on your new clients, and you're marketing to potential clients. Those are the three things. 80% of your time goes on that, 20% of your time on the back end stuff. All right, I've gone over time. Sorry about that. But anyway, thanks for tuning in to our new time for Top Tip Tuesday. Remember, coaching calls are back on this week. I'll be there from 10 a.m. till 12 noon. Jump in, stick around for the 2 hours, or get what you need if you're in LBB. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and stay tuned for more free tips coming your way. Thanks everyone for tuning in live. Anne says thanks. Joe says, haha, love it. I think that's about my wardrobe clear out. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.